Like that one is. So, our planet is called the blue planet. And actually it looks like a huge blueberry, but that is not the reason we call it the blue planet. The reason is that more than 70% of the surface is covered by water. And this means that we actually have a bunch of water. Scientists say that there is more than 2 billion cubic kilometers water on the planet. I'm telling you, a bunch of water that we don't really use. Now, if that is true, and it is, then here comes the question. How is it possible that every year more than 840,000 people die due to water, sanitation, or hygiene-related causes? How can be that possible when we have this much water? As I told you before, there is more than 2 billion cubic kilometers water on the planet. But the problem is that more than 97% of that water is salt water in the seas and oceans, and we all know that is not suitable for drinking. As for the remaining 3%, that's also not clean. I mean, 2/3 of that 3% is stuck in ice caps and glaciers. What we all know that is not reachable for us. So what we are left with is the remaining 1% that is both reachable and potable for us. And that amount of water would be more than enough for humanity. But the problem is that you can see on this photo that 90% of the water that remains is used by agriculture and industry. So that teeny tiny blue thing that remains, and maybe the lack of creativity in the ways we are using water in our daily life is the reason why more than 840,000 people die each year. That will be the reason. A regular person's daily water consumption is situated somewhere around 150 liters. If we think about this, this is already a huge amount of water, right? But since I really love numbers and I love statistics, let's check them again. We use 2% for drinking, and another 5% for the irrigation of our indoor plants. We use 7% for washing our dishes, and another 7% for personal hygiene. We use more, namely 14% for washing our clothes in it, and 31% for bathing. And the amazing part is that we use more than 1/3 of our water consumption for flushing the toilet. And here comes the crazy part, because all the mentioned water needs, all of them are covered by potable water bases. By potable water bases. I mean, how crazy is that? We are irrigating our indoor plants with potable water. We are washing our clothes in potable water. And the part that makes me angry is that we are flushing our toilet with potable water, while people are dying because they don't have water. Okay, so the thing is that it's stupid. You know why? Because I'm pretty sure that with some creativity, that's why we are here, with some creativity, we could change the whole situation. We could irrigate our indoor plants with potable water. And we could even flush our toilet with not potable, but rainwater. And with some major pre-treatment, we could even wash our clothes in it. So as you can see, we could cut our tap water needs to half. And that is an amazing result if you ask me. It is. Now, I have bad news for you though. I'm not the one who has invented rainwater harvesting. I'm not the one. But I will still give you autograph at the end if you want me to. Those are for free, for sure. So, rainwater harvesting was present even in the ancient times, when people were digging canals in the ground or building them from stone to collect and transport rainwater to the utilization place. And right now, in the 21st modern century, we are only redeveloping the idea of rainwater harvesting and trying to integrate it into modern lifestyle. A modern rainwater harvesting system has 4 main parts, as you can see on the photo. The first one is the watershed. Any surface can work as a watershed as far as it's suitable for collecting the water with a relatively low water loss, just like a regular rooftop, as you can see. The second part is also very important. That one is the pre-cleaner. The pre-cleaner job is to protect the system from micropollutants, just like leaves, small branches, or dead insects. And after that, the water is collected from the rooftop and cleaned by the pre-cleaner. It is collected in a tank, which is the third main part, and then by the fourth main part, the pump, it is transported to the suitable utilization place. And if you check this photo, you can realize that the system is using water amounts that would normally be collected and treated as wastewater. And with this simple, creative way, we are transforming it into something beneficiating. I was told that I come here to inspire people. And I will tell you what inspired me in the first place. But before that, I will tell you the benefits of this system. Because this system is beneficiating not just you or your family, but the whole society. Because by using rainwater, you are saving chemicals and energy that would be normally used to treat, to clean, and to transport tap water to your house. And by using this kind of rainwater, you are also saving freshwater bases that would get anyway polluted while we use them. And by collecting and storing this kind of rainwater in our tanks, we are reducing the possibilities of serious floods. Plus, rainwater is free. And I have checked it on the internet, so you have a lot of rainwater here in Nanshan. And if you look around, you can see that you have a lot of water here in Nanshan. So you can save some money with it too. What I want to tell you right now here is that right now you are watching something that is environmental friendly plus economically beneficiating. And we have to appreciate those kind of things because they are rare in our time, in our 21st century. We have to appreciate them. Now, as I told you, I came here to inspire people. And if that is true, now let me tell you what inspired me in the first place. Her name is Judith. She is my beloved grandmother, and truth to be told, she doesn't really know what environmental protection, sustainable development, or fancy words like that really mean. But her rainwater harvesting system is working for decades now for a very simple reason. She thinks and she believes that we have to respect nature and we have to live in harmony with it. Her rainwater harvesting system has the above mentioned four main parts. First, she has the rooftop as a watershed and the gutter to collect the water from the rooftop. I didn't tell you yet, but my grandmother is living in a small, beautiful town in Romania where soil or air or water pollution doesn't really exist. She's very lucky, yeah. And because of this, her water system has a special feature, which is that the pre-cleaner job, the pre-cleaner is a natural soil filter. So the water is driven through this pre-cleaner, this natural soil filter, and after that it is collected in a well, which is just working as a tank. And when the water that is collected from the rooftop reaches the well, then it is cleaner than mineral water itself that you can buy from the supermarket. Our family is using this kind of water for decades now, for flushing the toilet, for irrigation, for washing our clothes in it, even for drinking and cooking. And actually the system is working very well because we are not paying a penny for water, not a penny. And we were bringing this water in former times inside bucket by bucket, but something like 4 years ago, my father has installed the fourth main part of the rainwater harvesting system, which is the pump. And he made it easier for us. And I'm telling you, it is working and we are very satisfied with it. Now what you can see here is a rural rainwater harvesting system with its special features. Now the question comes, can this kind of rainwater harvesting system be used in today's modern cities? The answer, believe me, it can be. It can be installed with good planning, good organization, creativity where important, and some structural changes it can be. What is the biggest difference between rural and urban areas? Well, that one that you can see on the photo, block of flats, that is our biggest problem. We who live in modern cities may lack the most important part of a harvesting system, which is the watershed, right? Actually, wrong. Every building has a rooftop, which means that every building has a watershed. What we lack is social connections. In today's modern century, we forget that we are not alone in this planet. We forget we are not alone in that building. We forget the joy of working together for a common purpose. Do you really think that you have no access to that rooftop? Or you are just afraid of collaborating with others? After all, you don't have to buy or just build it alone. You can ask for help. You can share your system with others. And my grandmother's rainwater harvesting system can be installed to a 5, to a 10, or even a 20-floor block of flat. It needs two things: longer pipes and a bigger tank. Nothing else. Nothing else. Collaboration. That's all. Now, if you want me to tell you how to build it, how to get permission, how to get governmental support for it, you will not be satisfied because I cannot answer those questions. I mean, I cannot tell you how to convince your fellow residents to build a harvesting system. I cannot tell you how to get the permission. I cannot tell you how to get governmental support. That's not my business. That's your business. What I know and what I'm here for is to show you some math, because I'm good at math. And this math says that if you are living in a 5-floor block of flats and you are building a rainwater harvesting system and everyone wants to use that system, then you have every year had 211 days of free toilet flushing. These free toilet flushing days mean that you don't have to pay for those days of toilet flushing. And remember, more than 1/3 of our daily consumption is toilet flushing. So we are talking here about a lot of water and a lot of money. If you are living in a 10-floor block of flat, then you have only 106 days of free toilet flushing. But only if everybody wants to use the system. And if you're living in a 20-floor block of flats, and still everybody wants to use the system, then you are not that lucky because you have only 53 free toilet flushing. But here comes the good news, because if you are rich and famous and you own a private house, then you are lucky, my friend, because you have a whole year plus a bonus of 517 days of free toilet flushing. And believe me, you will need those 3 days when you organize parties. Because on parties, everybody is just pissing and eating, nothing else. And if some of you may be still waiting for me to teach you how to build a rainwater harvesting system here in Nanshan, I'm telling you, you will get disappointed. I'm not here to tell you the how part. I'm here to tell you the why part. I'm telling you, I'm here for 10 days. And it would be insane for me to try to teach you who are living here how to build a rainwater harvesting system here in Nanshan. I can do it for Hungary for sure, but that's not reasonable for you. What I could and what I wanted to do is to give you an idea and to teach you how to think and to create in a way that is beneficiating not just you or your family, but the whole society and the whole planet. I wanted to show you how bad the water situation stands right now on the planet, and how a little creativity could solve the whole situation. And if I did that, then I'm satisfied with myself. Because someday, maybe one of you will be that lucky to be able to tell about yourself that based on the idea you have learned here on this TEDx event, you have designed and you have built your own rainwater harvesting system that is working. And that will be the biggest accomplishment I can imagine for myself. And as for conclusion, I want you to remember one more thing. Doing something good was never easy. And doing something good for our environment is even harder. But things that are hard to carry out are always worth it. And right now, in the 21st century, I honestly cannot imagine anything more important or more worthy than protecting, saving our home, the blue planet. Thank you for listening.